Hello, beautiful people. Thank you so much for tuning in, watching, and listening. This is going to be the mid-November 2022 reading for the zodiac sign of Taurus. As always, my readings are very intuitive, so I'll provide you with any intuitive messages that I receive, as well as the meaning of the tarot cards. I do recommend you check out your sun, moon, and rising just to get a full picture of everything that's going on this month, Taurus. And if you haven't done so already, please do subscribe to my YouTube channel. When you subscribe, that helps me greatly, and you'll be notified when I post new content. Let's go ahead and hop in and get started. In column number 1, we're going to take a look at what's wrapping up and coming to a close. Column number 2, we're going to take a look at mid-November, the remainder of November, just in general. We're going to do a money column, a love column, and the 5th and final column, we're going to do a message from our future self or spirit guides. We're also going to do 3 yes or no questions, a crystal of the month, and a healing note for you, Taurus. Let's go ahead and get started. Again, column number 1, what's wrapping up and coming to a close. We have a summary card of brilliance. I love this. This is such a good reminder of how brilliant you are, Taurus, how brilliant of the last few weeks you've had. Brilliance card very rarely comes up, so I love the energy when I see it. Let's see, though, what we have going on for the last few weeks or month, though. The first card that we have is the Hanged Man. The Hanged Man is very stagnant. This person is quite literally hanging there by their foot, waiting for more information before they can move forward. So it's like needing more before you can move forward. The nice thing is it looks like you probably got the information that you needed, Taurus. The next card we have is the Ace of Swords. Anytime we have an ace card, it's a card of newness. In the case of the Ace of Swords, this is new mental clarity. So I hope that you got the information that you needed. If you haven't yet, I think you will. But again, we were waiting for information and then the information came through. The Moon card at the bottom is a card of not having all this information as well. So this is kind of echoing that Hanged Man. You couldn't move forward because you didn't have what you needed. And the Moon card is saying that there is like delusion or illusion. It's again not seeing things, not getting the full picture. So I'm glad to see that the information did come in. And then the Moon card then voluntarily allows us to take action or make changes. So I like that you got the information you needed. Again, if you haven't, you should hear very quickly, Taurus. Let's see what other messages I can provide you here. The first clarifier we have is the Two of Wands. The Two of Wands is a card of waiting. It makes sense. The Hangman, again, is very stagnant. It's waiting for more information. And you have the Two of Wands that was saying the same thing. You were in a kind of a waiting period. The Two of Wands can also be travel plans. So some of you could have done some traveling or made plans to travel as well in the last few weeks. The next card that we have is the Strength card. The Strength card is a card of self-love, unconditional love, self-respect. And with the Lion on the card, this is really a card of courage. It's interesting because it's like now that you have the information, Taurus, you have to have the courage to actually do something with it. So I don't want to say getting the information was the easy part, but it's really saying what you do now with the information is what's important here. So keep that in mind. And it's like, again, having the courage to act on the information that you've been provided. At the bottom here, we have the Tower card. The Tower card is a card of unwanted change. The Moon card is a card of voluntary change. Nonetheless, there's some sort of change happening here. And what I'm going to say is, I think with the clarity you have now, you know what action you need to take, but it still may not play out exactly the way we wanted it to. The Moon card I like to describe sometimes as like kind of the curve in the road that we didn't see that was coming. The Tower card, on the other hand, Taurus, is like you plan for A, B, C, and D, E, F happened. So kind of a similar vibe of like there being change, but it not being the exact change that you want. So take that for what it's worth. It seems like you got the information you needed. You knew what change needed to be made, but the change may not happen exactly the way you want. The nice thing about the Tower card is the Tower card is kind of like a course correcting card. So whatever this change is or wherever you end up is kind of where you're meant to be. Although, again, it probably was not exactly what you wanted, Taurus. Okay, let's take a look at our next column now, which is anything just mid-November, what's going to happen for the remainder of the month. We have the card Dependability. I don't see this card very often. Now I feel like I've seen it a lot this month, Taurus. This is about being dependable. This is about following through on the things you say you're going to do. It's a good reminder of like just how much your word means too. So don't commit to things that you don't plan on executing, I guess, would be good advice to start with. Well, let's take a look here. The first card that we have is the Two of Cups. The Two of Cups is a card typically of love. It's very romantic love. It's a card of partnership, proposal, marriage. Some of you could be getting engaged or married going into the end of the year. Some of you definitely could be entering into a new relationship. This could be a new friendship though as well. And oddly enough, when I see the Two of Cups, a lot of times this is new animals. So there could be a new animal coming into the picture for some of you. I want to call this out though. Anytime we have two of something on a card, it could just be an indicator of a decision as well. So potentially a decision that needs to be made, but definitely some love energy there, Taurus. The next card that we have is the Two of Wands. The Two of Wands is a card of waiting for results. We talked about that earlier. I don't know if you've been waiting for this animal, you've been waiting to get married, you've been waiting for this person to ask you out, but it does feel like there's some waiting there. And this again could be travel or travel plans. Potentially you're traveling for the holidays with family. Anytime though, again, we have two of something on a card, this could indicate a decision. I definitely feel like there's some sort of decision lingering out here that needs to be made in the next few weeks. Then at the bottom, we have the Eight of Pentacles. The Eight of Pentacles is a card of hard work. It's mastering your craft. It's enjoying your employment. I'm getting the message that you need to make sure that you're enjoying the things that you do going into the end of this month. One thing I like about the Eight of Pentacles, though, this is like about being on the cusp of being rewarded for your hard work. And this may not just be like career. You could be getting rewarded for something in personal life or volunteering. It could be career, but rewards don't only come from our career, I guess is what I'm saying there. Let's go ahead and clarify, Taurus, and see what other messages we have here. The first card we have is the King of Cups. The King of Cups is very supportive, very tolerant, very empathetic. This is like the traits of this relationship. This is both you and the other person, so I like to see this. Very well supported, very tolerant, very empathetic. It's very in tune. So again, whether this is love interest, friend, the energy is so, so good here, Taurus. In terms of having to make a decision, and assuming the Two of Cups is coming through as a decision card here for you, you need to think empathetically first. Make the decision with empathy in mind. Again, I can't speak to every exact scenario, but leading with empathy here in that decision is going to be really important. The next card that we have is the High Priestess. The High Priestess is a card of trusting your intuition. The High Priestess is very spiritual, very intuitive. When I see this card for somebody, I know that they like have spiritual or intuitive or psychic powers. So your gut feeling, your intuition is very strong right now. So you use that to make this decision. This is connecting to travel too as well. For those of you that are traveling, I feel like if something doesn't feel right, I would maybe not travel. Take that for what it's worth. I could see some of you maybe waiting on your travel plans or delaying travel plans. And then at the bottom here we have the Four of Cups. The Four of Cups has a lot of different meanings, but I want to focus in on this fourth cup. And again, this is receiving a gift. I feel like, so I was saying with the Eight of Pentacles, this is like you're on the cusp of being rewarded, and then this is the gift coming in. So whatever this hard work is, again, it could be career, it could be personal, it could be volunteer. You're like right on the cusp of receiving that reward. So I like that energy for you. A couple different messages there. Now let's move on to our next column, which is anything related to money. I just bought this deck of cards, super excited to share them with you. They're kind of like money affirmation or money practices cards. So the card says, experience the joy of giving, pay it forward to someone today. The smallest act of love goes a long way. So just like a money tip or trick for the month, but in this column, we're going to talk about anything related to money. Think job, career, finances, businesses you run, investments you have, whatever you associate with money, Taurus. The first card we have is the Magician. Love the Magician. This is about turning your visions into reality. anything is possible with the Magician. We have the wand, the pentacle, the cup, the sword, the abundance, and the infinity at top. Whatever you're hoping to accomplish in terms of career or money is within grasp. So this is about setting intentions, being very clear on what you want, and then the Magician is coming through to deliver that. So again, be very focused on what you want this month in terms of career and money, Taurus. The next card we have is that Four of Cups. Again, focusing in on this fourth cup. There is going to be some sort of financial gift, some sort of money coming in this month for you. So I like to see that energy. It's come up twice now for you, so pretty neat to see. At the bottom of this column, we have the Ten of Cups. For those of you who watched my readings before, you know the Ten of Cups is my favorite card. We have this nice full rainbow, a happy couple, kids playing, the grass is green, the water is running, there's a house in the background. It's seriously the card of everything wonderful, and that's why I love the Ten of Cups. It's a card of family, contentment, total love, and support. With the house in the background, if you're hoping to make an investment this month, this is a good card for you, specifically if you're trying to buy a house. But there's a lot of contentment in your financial situation and your career situation, which is exciting. I used to think contentment wasn't that good, Taurus, and now I realize how hard it is to actually be content. So I have a new appreciation for contentment, and that's why I love the Ten of Cups. So really good looking money column here for you. Let's see what else we're working with. The first card we have is the Seven of Pentacles. The Seven of Pentacles is a card of patience, delayed success, waiting. One of the things to keep in mind here with the Magician, you kind of have to like set your intentions, think about what you want, and let them go. And I don't know that you're going to be waiting super long, but patience is key. So you can't like set an intention then tomorrow be like, okay, why didn't it happen yet? So be thinking long-term game. Don't put a timeline on things. Just be clear on what you want. Be clear on what your ask is from the Magician. These are your visions coming to reality. These are the things that you want happening for you. So give them time to come to fruition. The next card that we have is the Fool card. This is the first card in the Major Arcana. It's fresh hope. It's taking chances. It's going on a new path, adventure, beginning. I feel like this money could lead to something new for you. This could be financial freedom, the opportunity to own your own business, the opportunity to do something to like buy a house. I don't know how much this money is going to be. Obviously, it's going to be different for everybody, but it's unlocking a new beginning here, which is nice to see. At the bottom here, we have the Seven of Swords. The Seven of Swords is an interesting card. It's a card of wanting to move away from something. In some case, again, I think for those of you buying a house, it's wanting to move from your current house to a new house, but it's wanting to get away. I think this could tie back into the patience, like if things don't happen right away, you kind of give up on them. But the message here is to not really move away or try and run away. The contentment's right here. It's right where you're at. So no need to gather up your things and run away. Unless you do get a new house, then absolutely make your move there. Okay, now let's take a look at our next column, which is anything related to money, or excuse me, anything related to love. Similar to the money column, I did buy a new deck of cards for our love messages. So your message says, beware of what you are projecting, for the qualities you admire in another are qualities you both possess. Equally so, the qualities you don't like are a reflection of your own. Always good advice. Okay, so in this column, we're going to take a look at anything related to love, family, friends, relationship, marriage, children, whatever you associate with love, Taurus. Let's see what we're working with here. The first card that we have is the Knight of Wands. The Knight of Wands, when I see this card, it like screams freedom. I'm not really sure what you're being freed of here. But there's really good high energy here associated with this card. It's kind of like the Energizer Bunny type vibe. So in terms of love, relationship, family, the energy feels good. It feels strong. It feels happy. It feels free. The next card that we have is the Queen of Swords. The Queen of Swords is very self-sufficient, very honest. I would make sure that we're communicating any of our needs to family, loved ones, friends, you name it. If you're feeling a certain way or if you need something, I would say communicate it. You're like very free to communicate. You're free to say what you want, ask for what you want. This can be very self-sufficient, But again, I feel like if you're asking for something you need, it's going to happen for you. So I'd worry less about being self-sufficient and just communicating how you're feeling or what you're needing, Taurus. At the bottom here, we have the Eight of Cups. I like the Eight of Cups. It's a card of withdrawing, retreating, moving on. It's moving on to something better here. So we have the Eight of Cups stacked to the bottom. They look nice, but yet this person is still walking away, and they're walking away to find something better. Some of you could be leaving a relationship, but I don't know that that's the case. That could be that freedom that's coming through for some of you, definitely. But this feels more like an advancement or a level up of relationship. This is a deeper relationship, a more advanced relationship. It's something that's going from good to better. So that's why I say it's likely not leaving a relationship, because again, it's good to better. It's not like leaving something bad for something better. Let's take a look and see what clarifiers we have in this column here. The first card that we have is the Three of Wands. The Three of Wands is a card of commerce, expansion, travel. Some of you could be traveling to see family and friends this month, which is exciting. We've talked about travel a lot, I think, in this reading here, Taurus. One of the things, though, this is also a card of expansion, so if you're hoping to grow your family, that's a great card for you. But this is like freedom to do what you want. This is freedom to grow the family. This is freedom to travel. This is financial freedom, which I know this is a love column. But again, all of these energies are feeling very high right now. The next card we have is the Five of Pentacles. The Five of Pentacles has a lot of meanings. One of them is like kind of an isolation meaning. Again, be very clear on what you need. Ask for what you need. Ask for what you want. Communicate. There's no need to feel isolated this month. Again, the support that you need is there, Taurus. So if something does come up, my advice would just to be ask for it. We don't need to worry. We don't need to isolate. Again, I feel like you feel the need to be self-sufficient and you don't necessarily need to be here. At the bottom here, we have the Three of Swords. The Three of Swords is a card of like pulling the sword from your own heart. It's healing, releasing, it's moving forward. And we are at the point where we're releasing something and we're able to advance forward because of it. So I like that energy, definitely. Now let's take a look at our fifth and final column, which is anything just in general a message for you for the remainder of November from your future self or spirit guides. We have the card Preservation. This is interesting. Preservation is such a balancing act. It's preserving your time, your energy, your resources, your money, and using them in the right place. But if you preserve too much, you can block everyone and everything out. So it's that fine balancing act of preserving resources, but not over preserving. Let's see what messages we have coming through in this column. The first card we have is the Emperor. The Emperor is a card that's very long-term. It's strategic planning. It's future-focused. You're very future-focused right now, Taurus, which is always good. We should always be like planning or plotting our next move. However, it seems like there's some worry around what's coming next. You're not convinced you're going to, I think, get what you want long-term. But in general, things look pretty good because we have the Page of Wands, which is new activity, new project, new creative idea. So it's like you want something, but you're not sure how you're going to get there, but then you do end up coming up with the idea. Make sure that you're using your resources appropriately, though, with that Preservation card. Let me see what other messages I can give you here. The first card we have is the Ace of Wands, which is, again, that new project, new inspiration, new urge to create. Very similar to the Page of Wands. So again, this is like you know what you want, but you're maybe not quite sure how to accomplish it. The next card that we have is the Four of Swords. The Four of Swords is needing to rest, retreat, renew, recover. More than anything I'm going to say here, you need to change the way you're thinking about this, Taurus. And last but not least, you have the Repeat Emperor. So definitely this new idea that you come up with will lead you to where you want to go. The Emperor is that really good long-term energy. So I wouldn't worry so much about it, but take a creative approach on what you're hoping to accomplish. Okay, now we're going to take a look at 3 yes or no questions. We're going to use the Gypsy Witch fortune telling deck. Sorry, the cat came up here and made everything a mess. If you don't have 3 questions in mind, you can pause the video and think of them really quick. But question number 1 is the Four of Diamonds. This is the number 27 card. That's going to be a yes. Question number 2 is the 6 of Hearts. This is number 3 card. That's also a yes. And question number 3 is the Jack of Spades. This is number 52 card. That's also going to be a yes. So all 3 yeses across the board this month, Taurus. If you watched your video earlier this month, we did pull a card from our Healing Stones deck, which is a crystal to keep with you through the month of November. You have Praise, which is good for composure, slowing down, it's profound inner peace, and it really helps you find solutions, which is good. We were talking about some solutioning here. And last but not least, we're going to pull a card from our Healing Notes deck. Taurus, your healing note says, be thankful for all things in your life, for they have opened your eyes to the good things you weren't paying attention to before. Thank you so much, Taurus. Please like, comment, subscribe. Let me know how this video resonates with you. Again, if you haven't subscribed, please do. Subscriptions help me greatly, and you'll be notified when I post new content. Also, I did include my Venmo in the comments box if you'd like to make a donation. But thank you so much, Taurus, and I hope you have a wonderful November.